Meru Senator Mithika Linturi is going to be arrested. Eldoret rally, sports club rally, that was actually aimed as preaching the unity, now turned as a very good space for the senator to start playing the drums of violence. I have been following that rally since morning, and every speaker, one after the other, is been rising, and at the tail end of every speech, they cannot miss to mention the name of Raila Odinga. And when I was seated there, I was asking myself, why did William Ruto hold this rally? Or rather, what was the objective of hosting the Eldoret rally? Now, Mithika Linturi have made some utterances that are least expected, and of course, this is one that any single Kenyan that knows what Kenyan went through in 2007 would actually encourage. Now, I want to give you some few seconds so that you listen to what Mithika Linturi said, so that when we come back, we are going to do an in-depth interpretation of that statement and why I think that he's going to be arrested.
Niwaambie nyinyi mtusicheze. Watu wa Oshinigishu msicheze na Kenya. Na kile nawaomba ni kwamba mandoandoa yale mlio nayo hapa muweze kuondoa. Muweze kufanya nini? Hatuwezi kuwa tunasimama na William tukiwa kule Mount Kenya na Meru, alafu mko na wengine hapa hawasikii, hawaungani na yeye. Muko tayari kutuondolea hao? Muko tayari?
I think when I listened to all the speakers there, there was that also an emotive speech from MP Sankok. And of course, he also mentioned that Raila Odinga should not vie in 2022 because of the 1982 coup and the 2017 mock swearing in. Of course, I'm also going to do an in-depth analysis about that later on. But I wanted us to look keenly into this statement by Mithika Linturi. And the question is, who are the people that Mithika Linturi referred to as Madoadoa? Now, I want you to understand, and for us to understand this, let us go back to 2007, when such a slur was used in the campaigns. By that time, President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga was facing off with Mwai Kibaki, who was vying through PNU, and Raila Odinga was in ODM. William Ruto was part of the Pentagon. And it is believed, according to reports, that some of the undertones that really brewed the violence was that some leaders from Riftvalley went to the ground and said that Madoadoa, non-Kalenjins who stayed in Eldoret, rather in Riftvalley, and did not support Raila Odinga candidature by then, to be ejected from Riftvalley. And that is why some of those leaders really perished. You remember the Kiambaa Church, the burning of the Kiambaa Church. So with all this in mind, I think if there is a word that politicians must refrain from using, is the word Madoadoa. I want us to try to understand it now in this context, because he mentioned that the Kikuyu and Meru cannot give their all to support William Ruto, while in Rift Valley, bado kuna Madoadoa. So in my own perspective, there is this understanding. One, Madoadoa can, in that context, can also mean that non-Kalenjins who stay in Rift Valley are the ones that is referring to Madoadoa. So, like where that rally was being held, Wansigishu, is a metropolitan. It is a place that hosts Kikuyu, Kalenjin, Luo, Luya, and Kamba, and all the tribes. So this statement is very flammable. It is very flammable because it can be understood by the residents there that they need to get rid of non-Kalenjins. And you don't know what can happen tomorrow. The reason why this is worrying is because this is a very bad electioneering period. And I will tell you why William Ruto must get worried of these statements. Secondly, it can also mean that let the Rift Valley voters not vote in leaders who are not supporting William Ruto's UDA. For example, referring to what Kipchumba Murkomen spoke about when he said that there are some leaders that rode on the shoulder of Deputy President William Ruto when he was in UDA, but after they went to Parliament, they forgot about William. And I think he referred to Joshua Kutun and I think Alfred Katar, if I get it right. This was by Kipchumba Murkomen. So that is also another understanding. Thirdly, it can also mean, Madoadoa in this context can also mean leaders within Rift Valley who are having their own parties and are not in UDA. For example, the Lonyangapuo governor, and also who also has his own party, or even KANU, which is also another alternative party in Rift Valley. But my question is this. When Mithika Linturi was speaking in that rally, the people he was addressing are the people on the ground. He was addressing the residents. And secondly, that is also a rally that was also digitally online. And so his statement can be taken out of context. Now, there are three reasons why I think William Ruto should get worried of leaders in the caliber of Mithika Linturi making that statement. One, that statement can be used as a political tool against UDA. You know, the next day, someone can a political opponent can wake up and maybe plan some small violence in Rift Valley or in Wansigishu. Then it will be directly blamed on what Mithika Linturi has said. Because this is politics and everything is possible. So I think in this case, William Ruto needs to take personal responsibility to retract that statement. He's the most senior-most leader in UDA. Retract that statement, and they need to give a statement on that. Another reason why William Ruto needs to get wary of such statements is because it is demystifying the call for unity in UDA. Because if you are saying that some other people who are not with William Ruto and are in Rift Valley should be ejected, then on whatever grounds, it is showing that UDA party do not embrace the policy of gather all, scatter none. And so the call for unity in Rift Valley, in UDA, is demystified. Third reason why William Ruto should tame Mithika Linturi and such utterances from such leaders is he's going to be seen as playing the tribal card. The tribal card is one that William Ruto has been opposing when he mentioned that there are some village parties that have been formed to bring him down. But when leaders also speak on tribal, when you say there's none Madoadoa, if it means none Kalenjins, then that's a tribal card. And if there is the least, something that is the least that William Ruto wants to hear is the tribal card. Sorry. So guys, I don't know what you think about this, but I think from where I'm standing, the tribal card that he played is quite irresponsible. And so you can also get to a comment section and tell us, what do you think about this Madoadoa slur by Mithika Linturi?